Hey everybody, it's Neil here from Post to Post. It's Friday already. I don't even know where this week went. I had literally 4 videos to film and edit and get out this week, not including this one, and only one happened. The week absolutely flew by. Busy week for me. So anyways, it's Friday, it's Jersey Concepts. Unfortunate that I didn't get to those other videos, but maybe next week for sure. So let's jump in and let's take a look at these jersey concepts by Jamie, 32 NHL Jersey Concepts. We looked at his work, I think it was last week or the week before, maybe last week, and it was pretty good. If I remember correctly, quite a few like really innovative designs, so I'm curious to see what he has this week actually. Let's jump in, let's take a peek, because I've not seen these before, I just see file names. So let's bring the first one up, which is ANA. That is Anaheim, let's go. Okay, coming up, there it is, and hey, pretty good start. Pretty basic, but like in a good way. Like this is a very kind of traditional style jersey, but it's going in a direction that doesn't have the green, doesn't have the orange, really leaning into the black and that eggplant purple. I think that's a really good decision because Anaheim is one of those teams that uses a lot of colors. So let's bring it back a little bit. Let's stick with the black, the purple, some silver, and some white. And that's still 4 colors there. So I think that's still plenty, but it doesn't feel that way just because of the way that he has it laid out. It's balanced nicely. Look at where the purple is in the jersey and look at where it's complemented in the jersey. A lot of it's at the bottom and then complemented near the middle. Numbers here, logo here, numbers here. Very symmetrical color-wise. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. It's basic, like I said, originally, but like in a good way. So let's move on. Let's continue. The Boston Bruins. I did not choose to wear my Reverse Retro 2.0. I decided to wear Reverse Retro 1.0, but based on this design that we're seeing, I think I made the wrong decision because this is kind of what, I guess maybe the inverse of that a little bit. There's the original Pooh Bear, there's a Reverse Retro 2.0, and then there's this one. I think this is the worst of the three. I feel like the shoulders don't jive that well. It could just be the template. I'm not exactly sure, but I don't know. I feel a bit weird about this one. There's just something off. I don't know if it's the yellow on the white or yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? You let me know down below in the comment section. There's just something off about this one for me. Buffalo Sabres. Okay, so using not so much the royal blue, but kind of the previous blue that they used. I guess the previous generation of blue. And I think it looks okay. I like the buffalo along the bottom. We have seen that on, back in their history, as well as recently in their history as well with Reverse Retro 1.0. Yeah, 1.0. So yeah, this is fine. Not my favorite buffalo concept, but definitely nothing wrong with it at all. Okay, the Carolina Hurricanes. This is probably a miss for me for 2 reasons. Number one, I don't like the logo being black on a dark gray. You lose it. You see the red like kind of underline underneath take, but the black is so dark on the dark gray, you kind of lose the text and you just get distracted by that little underline. So I would make that text white if you're going to put it on there. But reason number 2, I don't like that choice for logo in general. This is a personal preference thing. I don't really like writing on the front of a jersey. Sometimes it works, but honestly, most of the time, I don't think it does, and not even close. And I really don't think this one works, not even close for me. Definitely going to be people out there that like this, but I'm more concerned actually about the color of the font versus the font being on there in general. It's the color that's really throwing me off here, but the rest of the jersey's fine. Columbus. I always laugh when I see that green in concepts because it should be ridiculous because of the color. Like it's such a vibrant color. It's probably the most vibrant color ever used in the NHL. But it was so long ago that they used it, and they didn't use it like this, obviously. Like I really want to see it come back in this way. Like just go bold with it. It would be a ridiculous jersey, and I wouldn't want it long term. But I would love for it to exist so we could buy it. But at the same time, like I understand how polarizing, like visually, this jersey is, and it's a kind of a slap in the face or slap to your eyes a little bit. So like I can understand the hate for this jersey, but I can also understand that side of people who like appreciate it for what it is and be like, yeah, okay, I would like to see something bold like that. Like when I look at this, I kind of think like very short-term alternate, specialty jersey, or stadium series, maybe. Not sure. I think that maybe the logo would have to be revamped for the stadium series because that's like, we're going obviously way back for that logo. So I don't know if that would really fit in with stadium series, but it has good legs. Like this jersey has good legs. I'd like to see it grow a little bit more, but it's pretty cool. Calgary, oh my God. This is a mix between like the Montreal Canadiens, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Calgary Flames. Like, I just see like the black Toronto alternate in here a little bit with the yellow, that Justin Bieber one, and I see the Montreal Canadiens like the red with the like in the C and the logo, and then obviously the Calgary Flames. This one is a little bit too aggressive for me. I don't think this is practical. I don't think it's logical in terms of like what they would actually ever do. I think the logo is maybe the most unbelievable part of it. I understand it. You're going from hot to cool through a gradient. That's a great visual, like that's good visual storytelling. But I don't think you'd ever see that on a primary logo on an actual jersey unless it was a warm-up jersey or a jersey for auction or something like that. On a traditional, sewed on, full-time alternate, home, whatever, I really don't think you're going to see that on a Calgary logo ever. I'd probably bet like $1,000, really for any team, honestly. And the next part is probably the Flames. Like it's a little bit silly. It's a little bit maybe too distracting, I guess, but that's not as unbelievable to me as the logo. Like I could see Calgary maybe in the future doing something like this, maybe a little more transparent, a little less aggressive, but the gradient on the logo is really throwing me off. The Chicago Blackhawks, we've seen so many similar concepts to this. This is a great one. I like the decision on the front of the shoulders having the stripes. I like the decision of removing the shoulder patch and putting it down on the elbow. When that's physically produced, you're going to get some like range of motion stuff. I think is it the LA Kings reverse retro that puts the numbers on here. I love that jersey, but it's a bit of an annoying jersey to wear because of that. So like it looks great, but these are the things that designers in the industry are thinking about, because when they produce a jersey and these things get stitched on the jersey, how's that going to affect the player? How's that going to affect the fan who buys the jersey and stuff? So that's why you don't see a lot of stuff put right here on jerseys like that. That's a patch, or like if I'm thinking like the New York Rangers alternate jersey that has like the stuff in the pattern that's like in the sleeve. That section, that little notch, is a sublimation print because they need it to be fabric because of like movement or range of motion. That's not the only reason, but it is a reason. So yeah, I mean it's a good jersey. I'm on a bit of a rant there, but I mean I do like the jersey. It's great. This was tricky. I almost said Atlanta Flames. I don't know why. It's just the logo and having the red and the bit of like yellow goldish in there. It really threw me off. And then obviously there's like a bit of an A in the background, but Colorado Avalanche. I get where he's kind of going with the logo, because the A in Avalanche in the traditional or current logo rather, and I guess technically traditional, you have that general kind of shape or outline. But then he's pulling the Colorado Rockies into it a little bit with that kind of jaggedness and stuff. It's pretty good. I do like it. The recolorization is throwing me off a little bit, specifically the puck being yellow. I think it's fine in the shoulder patch, and for balance reasons, I understand the color pull, but I don't know, it's just throwing me off a little bit. It almost feels a little bit empty in there too. I might want to see the negative space of the A that's in there. Dallas Stars. Okay, so he's gone full constellation on the stars aspect of this. Not personally a fan. It's way too busy. It looks a bit like Etch-a-Sketch. I'm really dating myself there. So if you are younger and you don't know what an Etch-a-Sketch is, Google it and don't ask me to spell it, because good luck trying to look that up on the internet. But yeah, Etch-a-Sketch, classic original toy from back when I was a wee lad. So this one's probably a miss for me. The Detroit Red Wings. This threw me off a little bit, like that. The H that's in there, I assume maybe that stands for how or hockey, maybe, I don't know, but I don't really like it. It's okay symbolism, and I see the number there now. It's okay symbolism, but it just feels weird. Like that should be a different letter. It should be a D. It should be a D inside of a D. Does that make sense? And I guess it kind of is, because the negative space of a D is also a D. I never realized that before. Anyway, it's a nice jersey. I like the off-white. I like the stripe in the background. I just don't like the H. Moving on, the Oilers. Okay, we've seen kind of similar concepts to this. I like the breathability in terms of like there's no shoulder patch, there's no striping up here. Nice kind of just area of the blue to kind of breathe and live. So that's good. The logo's okay. Might want to see a little bit of a container essentially for the inside of that stuff, but it's fine. The Florida Panthers, Jamie does like to go a bit wild on his Florida Panthers designs, and this is a Miami Vice kind of themed one. That gradient in the logo, like I was harping and on a bit of a rant on gradients earlier with the Calgary one. Florida might be the only team that could pull it off, and maybe in a situation like this where it is a Miami Vice themed jersey, where a gradient would be expected. You can see it in the collar there as well, and almost a stage gradient in the Panther itself there on the arms. I kind of like that idea, as he's almost making a creature part of the striping, which is kind of cool. I think it's a little bit distracting. It almost looks like filigree. Like if you look at the logo in the middle, and you don't concentrate on the Panther and it being a Panther, reminds me of the Vegas jersey where they have that little bit of filigree in there. That is pretty cool, but I think it's maybe a little bit distracting, so I might just tone it down just a little bit. But it's a cool jersey. I do like it. Okay, the Kings, pretty logical, going back into their history a little bit, changing some aspects of the logo shadow-wise, I think, on the interior. It's fine. Okay, the Minnesota Wild. It's a little, I don't know. I like the shade of green that's being used here. It's a bit more, I guess, like military green versus woodly green. So that's good. But I don't know if it complements specifically with the shade of red and shade of yellow. It feels like a lot of pastel colors that are being used here. And I don't know. It's throwing me off a little bit. I don't know about the logo either. There's kind of a weird tree thing happening there. It's not bad though. Like I think when I look at this, it's not the greatest jersey, but I think it has potential for a full uniform. Like I think a full uniform of this might look actually pretty cool, but individually as a jersey, not sure about. Montreal. Okay, so we've got some Expo inspiration in here. If you don't know what the Expos are, they are a former MLB team that no longer exists. They're now the Washington Nationals. So I like the throwback there. I like the history. The Montreal Canadiens Reverse Retro 2 was a nod to the Expos based on the color, same color that you see here, basically. And yeah, I mean, as a call out jersey, as a specialty jersey, as a paying respect to the city jersey, sure, I'm down for this. Logo's not amazing. I don't like the font that's chosen. I think that's definitely not the font. But I like everything else. The Devils. So this is the jersey, but with just Devils on there, different logo. This would be okay as a kind of a modern alternate, modern classic alternate, but I still think the Devils have better options in terms of what they could do. We've seen this design on their alternate jersey. I think we kind of want something different. Okay, the Nashville Predators. I'm gonna say no to the logo. Is that like a walleye or something? I don't know, but I don't like that. They have one of the best logos in professional sports. I don't want to fish. No offense, Jamie. Don't want to fish for Nashville. I want a predator. I'm not saying that's not a predator in the world of the sea, but I'm just saying, like, the predator logo is so good. Like the saber tooth coming down it's amazing. So I absolutely love that. And Smashville at the bottom, it's okay. It's a bit of a busy jersey too, so I'm not sure about this one, but I absolutely love the specific shade of cool metal gray that's chosen for the background as a primary color. That is an incredible color. Complements nicely with the dark blue and complements nicely with the white and then with the yellow or gold. The Islanders. This is actually pretty good. It's very subtle fisherman. Very subtle fisherman. And usually when the fisherman jersey gets designed and I see it, I miss the teal immediately. So I kind of like, that's, it's never going to be kind of what I want it to be. But this is actually pretty close to what I want it to be without the teal. So this is great. I actually like the treatment that he's used on the logo. He's pulled out some of the guts of it, and he's almost made it two-tone. I think that was a good decision. Maybe Jamie didn't even design the logo. Maybe he's just really good at finding logos online and matching it up to his jersey design. Lots of designers do that. There's nothing wrong with that. So whoever designed the logo, props to you, kudos to you. But I think it matches very nicely with the jersey. So kudos to Jamie, regardless if he made the logo, of placing it with his jersey design here. I think it complements very nicely. It's good. It reminds me of the, I guess it is the Reverse Retro 2.0, but a better version of it, I think. The Rangers. This is probably a callback to the Americans, if I'm not mistaken. I don't love the logo. You've got the N, the G, and the E that's in there. It's kind of hard to read because it's on the red, so you kind of just see RARS if from like a distance. RARS, like, I don't like the logo. The stars are okay. The rest of the jersey design definitely fine. I just don't like the logo. Ottawa, that gold bronze or bronze feels off at my monitor. Let me put it on my other monitor. Okay, it definitely does look a little bit better on my other monitor, but it still looks off. Honestly, it looks a bit green or something, or it's not saturated enough. There's something going on. I like the jersey. Like it's very close to the Heritage jersey that they used in 2014 or whatever it was, but this I think the color of the bronze is too dark, or it's yeah, it needs more saturation. It needs to be a little bit lighter. The Flyers, personally don't like this at all. I don't like the jersey design. I don't like the logo being chosen. I don't really like the colors and the layout. This one is this one's a total miss for me. No offense, Jamie, just I don't like this one. This one's not for me. The Penguins. This is also probably a miss for me. I don't like that specific shade of gold or bronzy that they use in that previous generation of jersey. I think it's overused in this jersey, and then the logo on that striping that has the entire middle of the jersey, you kind of just lose it a little bit, and you got this like warping that's happening or pinching on the font. It looks very football or baseball or something like that. You don't really see that in hockey that much, or specifically to like word logos and stuff. You never really see that. Very very rarely. So I don't think that would really apply to the Penguins. Could be wrong, but this is what I think. Next, the Kraken. I think there's potential here for sure. I find the Kraken a little bit hard to read on the bottom half of that split stripe. On the dark blue, it's just a little bit difficult to see. So maybe a white outline, a very subtle white outline, very thin or something, just to give it a little bit more separation and depth. But I actually like the rest of the jersey. It's pretty good. I mean, I like the logo too. I just think it needs a tweak. I think, is that off-white? My monitor has been really, I don't know if it's my eyes or what. I think that's off-white. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. But if it is, I like it. It's a bit of a subtle off-white. I think that's the right decision. Even if it's white, it's nice. Yes, San Jose Sharks, absolutely. I like this one a lot. Totally different than what they use now. I like the black as the primary color. I like the amount of orange, complements so nicely. Then you've got that teal in there, and then a bit of a lighter teal in the logo itself. The shape of California that's in there is orange, and if you look at it, it's almost the same size as the stripe, the inner stripe on the arm. So that's maybe unintentional balance there. It's really good. I like it a lot. St. Louis. So this design is based on the St. Louis Eagles. Don't ask me for a year because I definitely don't know one. But we've seen kind of similar designs to this. It's fine. Next, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we've got Stadium Series jersey / Reebok alternate jersey that they used in a weird gradient. Not weird as in bad. I shouldn't have said weird, but yeah, anyways, it's a gradient there. It's okay. I don't love the blue for the logo. I think it's okay for the numbers, but not for the logo. I think I'd prefer that to be white. Toronto Maple Leafs. This is Team Canada a little bit. I definitely get Team Canada vibes from this, but this would match great for the Maple Leafs, like a Stadium Series jersey, just like this, not with that logo on the shoulder, a different one. I think that's more of a Heritage Classic or like a Winter Classic style logo. Maybe the same logo, but on the shoulders for a Stadium Series. This would sell so well, I think. Okay, next, Utah. The Utah Yeti. Well, we unfortunately know that that's not going to happen. Don't love the logo either. I think that the text, like, it falls off. If you look at the Utah text, is it tilted? I guess it is tilted a little bit because the Yeti is it's a bit italicized and also angled. I just don't like that it's completely different font and completely different font family and style and everything. So I don't love the Yeti font. The Utah font is much easier to read. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, the Vancouver Canucks. This is a really simple jersey that makes absolutely total sense. Just a green jersey, almost an inverse of what they use now. That's it. I think this would sell very well. This is a super logical decision. I think the Vancouver Canucks could easily do this, easily implement this. And Fanatics, like, this would be so easy for Fanatics to produce. It's just a color swap, essentially. And this is great. Like, I really like this one. I know that it's very simple and stuff, and not a lot has been done here design-wise, but the decision is where it's at. Vegas, isn't that the Henderson Silver Knights logo? Or is it? Let me look it up. Okay, it is, but the interior has been changed from an H to a V, essentially. So, I mean, kudos to the designer for doing that. It's a neat idea, but that's their affiliate team's logo. They're not going to use that. So I don't really think that's super realistic. And it also blends a little bit into the background too much. It blends into the background a little bit too much. That's how I meant to say that sentence. But it's nice to see this. Remember that filigree that I was talking about earlier? You can kind of see it coming up the arm. I like that decision. I think that's pretty cool. So let's move on. What? Is this a... I don't understand. Is this a mistake? Or is this real life? Is this... I feel like this is very unfinished. I can't even see the logo. Is it my screen? Is my screen too bright? Nope. This is I don't even know what to say. There's nothing here. I can barely even see it. So I think this would probably be a miss for me, Jamie. Sorry. And then the Capitals is our last one. I like it. If they wear red as their primary, why not have a blue as their alternate, which they do now, but this is kind of more of a maybe a subtle classic version of an alternate, and I like this direction. I think I'm okay with it. Typically, I wouldn't like a graphic competing with a text around the same size. I think it clashes, but here, I actually don't mind the balance. It's quite nice. Washington's a little bit hard to read, but yeah. Well, I definitely want to give a shout out to Vancouver because I know that would make total sense, and a lot of people would buy it. Also, shout out to San Jose. I thought that was very good. And let's give a shout out to, I think, Columbus, just for the memes, just for that neon, just for those neon memes. And I think Anaheim probably deserves a bit of a nod as well. That was pretty well executed. Not super innovative, but a really good decision. I think my favorite's got to be in that pile. There's not like a super standout one for me this week in terms of like one that I love above all the others. I'll give it to San Jose. I think it's quite different than what we have right now, and it's quite different than what we've seen from them recently. And I think it looks pretty good. It's a lot of orange and it's a lot of black, but utilized in a pretty good way with some teal in there as well. So Jamie, thank you so much for submitting those. I really appreciate it. Hope you guys are having a great start to the weekend. And if you're not and you enjoy jersey concepts and hockey, then hopefully this video put a bit of a positive spin on the start of your weekend. So thank you very much for watching and for your time. I appreciate it. If you want to get into designing jerseys, I would love that because I would love to see your work. And if you want to do that, down below in the description, there are details. So make sure you read those. It tells you how to submit things to the channel. I give a bit of a template that Jamie has used here in this video. So you can get whatever template that you want. It could be a nice one, could be a cheap one, could be a free one, doesn't matter. Then you take your designs from that template, you plop it into my template, and then you send me the files. Then I download them, I put them in a folder, I hide them away until I film a video like this. So if you want to get into designing jerseys, or maybe you have in the past and you want to get back into it, definitely send me some of your work. And if you're looking for a template and you want the most high quality one out there, I would recommend heading over to sportstemplates.net. And if you like discounts, I got you. 10% off on any template on the site if you use my code post2post. The template that we usually see people get from Sports Templates is that traditional jersey hockey template. We see that quite a bit, but there's also flat lay, full uniform designs. There are stand-up uniform designs. There are even uniforms from other sports, not just hockey, football, baseball, soccer, basketball, everything. There's even stadiums, interior of arenas and stadiums. Go check it out. There's lots over there, over 70, and my code works for all of them. So I appreciate you watching this video. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great start to your weekend. We'll talk to you very soon. Adios.